Hey, what's up, everyone? Jeff Bosley here with another OCD review, as in obsessive compulsive disorder. Now, what makes OCD reviews different than all the other reviews out there on the internet? Well, especially when it comes to military stuff, tactical stuff, weapons, and so on. I am a former Army Special Forces Green Beret. After that, I was a firefighter. And I've always been a little bit quirky and very hyper aware and hypersensitive and hyper focused to a fault on all sorts of things. So it's highly likely, no joking, that I probably have undiagnosed clinical OCD. So how does that help you? Well, it allows me to give you reviews that not other people have, not because they're pulling or I'm not pulling punches or anything like that. It's just I might see things other people might not. So I'm going to pretty much skip, especially today. We're going to be reviewing a plate carrier. I'm not going to just do the same thing that all the other reviews have. I'm not going to take it to the range and shoot it. I'm not going to tell you all the other stuff that all the other reviews have already touched on. I'll gloss over a couple things that are pretty generic that you can find on any other review, but then I'm going to get into the nitty gritty, the weeds of this body armor. So today, the body armor I am reviewing is the RTS Tactical HST Quick Release Plate Carrier. Ranger green, 11 by 14 size. So right off the bat, the first things I'll say generically outside working in, this is a extremely well-made plate carrier. One of the best I've ever seen, if not the best I've ever seen. Little disclaimer on that. I bought this. They didn't send this to me. I bought this, paid for this out of my pocket. So the reason I do these is because I am sick. I'm annoyed that I can't find the reviews I need when I'm looking to buy stuff. All of them kind of glaze over some stuff and I'm like, no, what side is the pocket on? Does the zipper go up or does it go down? So that's the kind of stuff I obsess over and focus on. So, and I have no life. So I'm going to make reviews for you all. So again, the RTS Tactical HST Quick Release Plate Carrier. Extremely well made. From the outside looking in, macro, it has this laser cut molly, not the sewn on molly, which is a game changer. I absolutely love it. Now I'll just kind of go pros and cons with each part. I don't know if with weight it will tear because it's essentially just fabric with a cut in it. So I don't know if that's the same as your old fashioned molly that's a big thick piece of fabric with multiple layers of stitching. So that's a TBD, but it's not enough to even make me flinch. Like I said, I'm OCD. So it's surrounded by that. It is, you won't run out of places to mount your gear. And as far as mounting, you do have Velcro, and if you don't have need for patches, there's more molly up here. So this thing, there's molly everywhere. There's no place that isn't covered in it. Same as the back. The back is pretty much symmetrical with the front. More molly, more Velcro, and more molly. While we are on the back, the drag handle, this thing is, you can see the stitching and where it goes down into the body armor. It isn't just sewn right to here. It goes down in there. So it's gonna take some weight. It's good and heavy. The only thing I would say is it is a little too low profile. If you got big hands like me or you have gloves on, it's right on the cusp of being possibly too low profile. But again, it is not a deal breaker for me. I keep using the phrase deal breaker and you will see why here in a bit. Drag handle, absolutely kicks ass. Absolutely very rigid, very durable. I would trust it. Quick release. Now, with that being said, a little background. My body armor, when I was on a team, quick release did not exist. So a lot of this is theory, speculation, and kind of just hypotheses as far as how it will or will not perform under the things I've seen. And so we had, I think, the Eagle. God, I can't remember what it was. It was just the standard issue one that was given to SOF, and it was a tank. So with that, as far as the quick release buckles on the shoulders go, those are going to typically be for your medical needs as far as getting a body armor off quickly. They're awesome. It takes some work to pop them, and even better, maybe worse, is it takes a second. You got to be familiar with it to get them to pop back on. Extremely well made. Right there, you can see heavy duty. If you snag, oh, I hate this cat. Hey, this is gonna be some behind the scenes stuff. Stay tuned. Get out of here. Okay, I don't hate the cat. I hate the allergy I have to the cat. So, very heavy duty buckle. You know, if you're crawling on your shoulder somehow and you think you're going to snag it, you have other problems. You have bigger problems than this. So the odds of you snagging it and it popping, I can't even do it on camera. It takes some work. So to get that to pop takes some effort. So I'm okay with it. It is dang near close to where the buttstock of your rifle will go. But again, if you've ever worn body armor and used you know, any sort of rifle or anything that has a buttstock, it's a crapshoot. There's no way to win. You're never going to get that nice. You're not going to get that seated nice and up in there as if you had a t-shirt on. So the buckle, solid. It's going to hold. The drag handle, awesome. Now, if you bought this or if you've seen this, these are not the shoulder pads it came with. The shoulder pads it came with are actually on my main body armor. And you'll get to why there's a different set here. They are huge, they are wide, they are nice. They're very well made, the cushy in it. You know, you're gonna have to be running this for decades for the cushiness to like wear away. So I'd rather have the cush and risk needing to buy new ones versus less cushion and less chance of tear. Some people get a little whiny saying it's too wide, as in it's going to narrow the hole between where your neck is going. We're really being nitpicky at that point. So I liked the shoulder pads so much, I swapped them out onto that body armor. We'll get to that in a minute. So do not look at these pads. Again, this is my favorite body armor that I own. And I think that's actually out there. A, because it's extremely well made. B, it comes in 11 by 14. I'm 6 feet 6 inches tall for reference. I range anywhere between, in my fitness life, 240 to 280. So I need 11 by 14s. I think I ran 10 by 12s when I deployed. So that kind of makes me sad. Moving on. I'll get to this quick release here in a minute. The inside, I opted for pouches for plates, 6x8 plates. Again, and even the pouches have MOLLE. So if you're the captain and you got to run with like 9 radios, you have pouches upon pouches. And if you don't put the pouches, or the pouches are mounted on the inside on the cummerbund with more MOLLE. So you will never not have a place to mount gear on this thing. Extremely well made. All the MOLLE is that laser cut stuff. Cummerbund is extremely well made. The cushion on the inside, it's just enough. It's not crazy thick, but it's enough to give you some air, and it's not so much that it's squishy and kind of you lose your form-fitting aspect that you want this to have. You don't want this being sloppy. Super good. I've rucked with this and sweat through it. And it's gross. There's no perfect solution, but this comes the closest to a perfect solution that I've ever found. So extremely well made. On the inside, the amount of this is a big thing for me. The amount of overlap between the front or the rear of the body armor and the front and the little dog ears, and then adding the shoulder pads that I put on another set. Very well made. It's going to really help take that weight off your shoulders, especially if you're sporting. My plates are 11 by 14 level 4. So yeah, they're the heaviest ones RTS makes, or I think they're probably the heaviest ones that are on the market in general. Level 4 11 by 14s. But yeah, so 11 by 14. So this is a bigger set. Now, and I chose Ranger Green just because it's as you would expect. Now, honestly, and I really mean this honestly, not just like some bribed product placement, honestly. Like, I bought this and I love this body armor. I had that entire setup was on here, and now here is my quirk. Here's the OCD, I don't want to say fail point, because fail is an extremely strong word, but here is the, I don't know, strike 1, 2, and 3 for me, which is why you'll notice there's no plates in this. The quick release cummerbund is very well made. Again, if it comes off while you're doing some sort of belly crawl or anything, you're already in enough deep shit. So yes, there is the argument that how that works. Got your little pull tab, and it's gonna pull. It's gonna be hard to do it on camera, and just that resist. So you'll see how this goes together. Is it's a hook up, down, in. I know that made no sense. It goes in and then down. There we go. So that'll go better. So here, and then it's gonna slide. So it slid. I guess you could cut this off so there's less chance of it snagging and pulling, but at that point you've defeated the purpose of having quick release, a quick release cummerbund. The cummerbund, the sewing is extremely well made, not just on the cummerbund, but throughout. Everything is double stitched. Like this is, for my OCD quirks, this thing is, no pun intended, bulletproof. All the stitching, everything is solid. The webbing they use, nothing is skipped or half-assed. The things I'm going to start touching on, which is like not my favorite, and which is why there's no plates in it, and my plates are in another set, is a design thing, a personal preference design thing that is by no fault of RTS's. It's just a design thing that I don't like. So, and it's basically the cummerbund. It's the quick release system, which is what this thing is. So to get a quick release and then complain about it makes no sense. But I didn't know it until I got it, because I come from the old days of the old cummerbunds where you lifted up a flap, Velcro, Velcro, Velcro. So quick release was new to me, and I didn't realize what was the deficiency until I bought this. I think it was early fall, so it wasn't too cold here in Nebraska. Got it all set up for like a medium. I think I just set it up for a jacket, and that's where you'll see some, if you know any Green Berets or soft people, if it isn't rigged, it isn't real. I don't know if that's a phrase, but. So I actually added my own elastic here in the back so I could make the cummerbund even tighter. So I actually used, there's actual loops here that have elastic bands to go through to tighten the seam, if you will, of the rear of the cummerbund. So when you wear it and you tighten it and you hook up the quick release buckles, there's some give, so it's got some suspension to it. The cummerbund I got was a little too large, and basically all you do, they'll even tell you, they'll just say, hey, just use the loops on one side and use Molly to shorten, and basically I've now created, again, for reference, this is the back now. This is what's hidden in the channel of the back of the plate carrier, is now I've made it shorter. See the overlap? So here's the original tabs. Here's the tabs. Those normally were here. I now overlapped it by using Molly. And I had some, these are little like shoelaces, like elastic shoelace things, because I was really trying to jury rig this for the thing I haven't got to yet, as to the thing I didn't like about this. And not RTS, a design thing. So that is the rear. Again, it is indestructible as far as the cummerbund. Why, oh Jeff, why have you not answered our question and kept on rambling and not said why you don't like it? So I set it up. I got my straps a certain height, you know, so people know. Delaying it anymore. These are just Velcro. So that Velcro is pretty friggin' strong, especially if it's Velcro with the shoulder things. Whereas back in the day, it was actually like a, you know, like a, what do they call them, like a tri-glide. So it was actually, it was the webbing that went through, and you would tighten a buckle basically. Whereas this, it's really, really good Velcro. And again, this Velcro was crazy X-stitched. It's X-stitched, double-stitched, crazy good. It's going to take an act of God for that to come undone, especially once you get it set. Your height setting isn't really ever going to change. So I set my height, got it all nice, put on, I think I was wearing a t-shirt, you can't really adjust the quick release, obviously. Put on a t-shirt, and then I was like, oh, this thing is really floppy. So that's when I looked at the back and realized I had the cummerbund was just for I'm a fit guy. I'm not fat, I'm not skinny, but a large cummerbund had way too much girth for me. So that's why I had to take it apart and overlap it and loop the webbing through there. Perfect for that setting, that t-shirt wearing day. Now later in the winter, I had a Carhartt and I went for a ruck with my better half, and then the body armor didn't fit because my girth had changed by several inches. Even with the elastic in the back of the cummerbund, the spring, it was so tight, like I couldn't take deep breaths. And that's when I realized my love of the old-fashioned cummerbunds, where however you had your gear set up, no matter what you wore, and this was particularly for us in soft, we'd literally be wearing t-shirts, and then later that night we'd be wearing our cool snivel gear. And so if you suddenly get thicker because you're wearing a winter coat, you lift up the flap, and then you loosen up your cummerbund flap, good. Take it off because you're hot, flap, cinch down that cummerbund, flap down. So the girth could constantly change significantly. This, once it's set, its change deviation is only as much as the give back here with your suspension hidden in the back of the plate carrier. So again, to get your bearings, I have the back of the plate, the suspension thing slid out so you can see it. It's typically centered in the back of the plate carrier, drag handle. So that is the thing. That's the one thing I don't want. Like, this is the body armor I wanted. It's one of the, I say one, it is the best one I found. I researched obsessively, and I just didn't know because I never had owned quick release buckles on any body armor. And it wasn't until I did that where I realized, crap, I don't like quick release. But theirs is the best. The stitching, everything about this, so it crushed my heart that it didn't have the traditional cummerbund. So all that rambling being said, there is zero deficiency in this. Just from top to bottom, the buckles are strong as hell. They're not flimsy plastic like our old Tri-Glide and the old backpack strap plastic buckles you clip and clip. These things are, I don't know what these are now. Are these like molded ABS plastic? It's probably on the website, but it doesn't matter. Just know they're good. Stitching is solid. All the Velcro, it will not come off. The Molly, the laser cut Molly, that's just a newer thing. I can't fathom with weight dispersion. Once you weave your Molly gear through there, the odds of it tearing that because essentially laser cut is just it's essentially a cut in fabric, whereas traditional Molly is it's a thicker piece of fabric sewn, so to tear it takes an act of God. So that might be something, but again, for me, once I had all my kit on here, I did not look like those were going to give. However, the minute I went to put that Carhartt on that day, and I had to really tighten it down, and that was what I had. That's when I realized, shit. So I love this body armor. Frustratingly, I love it. I wish it didn't have that deficiency. I wish it sucked, because it'd be way easier. I would have returned it, honestly. I would have come up with something, but I love it. I really love this body armor. It's just my OCD needing that adjustable girth, like substantial adjustable girth. And I'll show you what I'm talking about here real quick because this video is getting a little too long. That was the only deficiency. So this sits downstairs just mocking me because I absolutely love it. So what am I talking about? I don't want to do a brand. I don't want to show the brand. So for example, this is Betty's body armor. Has a quick release here. So it's the same thing. On the back, it has the elastics back in the back, so it has some girth. However, It's a hybrid. So it has the old-fashioned flip open stuff. So there is, come on, buddy. Velcro, this is really good. There is your girth adjustment, just like the old days. Smashing my mic, that's bad form. So just like the old days, there's your girth adjustment, flap down. Now, because it is a quick release, you can't put that flap over these. So you only have so much. Whereas the cummerbund old school only way, you could go until your heart's content, unless you had gear on the side that obviously couldn't go into this flap. So my dream, and I've even messaged RTS about this selfishly, is that they come up with a basically this body armor in their brand, because I love the RTS carrier, but I need this old-fashioned cummerbund that allows you to adjust the girth. You know, I can go, this is really hard to see on the camera, I can go a little wide and just really choke it out. So that's, you know, I got some distance there. And go in a little bit, and now I put it in about 3 inches. Do that on both sides, you got a 6-inch difference. Flap goes down, you're solid. You now have a quick release setup body armor. So the plate carrier I have that I lifted up, it has my RTS plates in it because I love their plates. Again, level 4, 11 by 14. They're just heavy. They're just, at some point you just gotta, there's no happy with those. But yeah, that's why it's in there, is because the other body armor I'm running is just straight up old school plate carrier, or cummerbund, Velcro, Velcro, Velcro. So we hit the 22 mark. Godspeed for still being here. RTS plate carrier. Well made. Very well made. Stitching. Laser cut. Great Velcro. Shoulder pads that are on my other body armor are great. The padding is just the right amount. Not too much, not too little. The drag handle definitely would carry my 260-pound ass. The plastic on it is extremely well done. Really strong. It'd take an act of God. Everything is as expected and as designed. So again, the deficiency, it's not you, body armor, it's Jeff. And that is the case. My OCD is the thing that just makes it twitch too much. So thank you. Comment, question, I will respond, let you know what I think, what I can do. Like, subscribe, the usual blah, blah, blahs. It helps the algorithm. Maybe someday I'll get a $5 paycheck from YouTube or Meta. And if you're a person that has products that you want me to review, email me, go to jeffbosley.com, to the contact tab, and let me know what you want to do. Again, everything I review thus far on OCD reviews, I have bought because it's stuff I use and I love. Even though I'm not using this, I love it and I bought it. I paid for it. But that doesn't mean to say I'm not happy to, basically, what's that movie where they hired burglars to break into a place? I am your burglar to break into your place. I'm your OCD guy to like destroy and tear apart with like hyper level obsessive compulsive scrutiny to look at your product and troubleshoot the what ifs across the board. And so for me, that what if I hadn't thought of until I put on that Carhartt and I couldn't cinch it. So highly recommend this if you don't have a big girth changing from t-shirt to Carhartt. If you are buying it for work and you're pretty much always going to be in the same level of clothing, get this body armor. If you have one set of body armor and you're going to go from desert hot during the day like I used to freezing at night and you have to have a couple coats on, you might want to reconsider, just because it might be in some trouble trying to cinch that up. So awesome. Thank you. Again, like, subscribe, tell your friends. And if you have any products you want me to review, jeffbosley.com, contact tab, hit me up, and thank you for your time. That is 24 minutes of your life you will not get back. Take care.